everyone, it's Diane from Boho Stamper. Thanks for joining me for a little bit of paper crafting fun on a Friday. I hope you're all doing well, ready for a weekend. If you were with me on Monday, I did share that I got to go to the SSA Tour in Monroeville. Hubby took me down and I was able to shop around a little bit, and I got to do all of the make and takes for the first time. I think I got them all anyway. And one of the, I shared all my projects that I did. Oh, where did it go? The one I'm going to work on today. Good Lord. Would you not know it? So this was one thing that we did there. This was using some layering stencils. And I was really good and didn't buy them, even though I loved them. This was some pretty glitter paint. And I did get a little bit of this stuff because I thought this will be wonderful for snowflakes. And so the one booth that I went to, they had this really pretty glitter spray. And then the paints, we made a tag. Oh, I know where it is. It's inside here. We made a card at the one table, and this is actually the card design that we used for our workshop this past Tuesday. And I think the ladies' cards came out wonderful. I think they had a good time with that. So it was obviously different stamps, but that's what we made, was that little pull card. And I don't think you can see this on the camera. I'm not sure. We did, at one table, we did a little embossing plate of a hummingbird. And I still haven't had the time to go back and color the back side of this yet. And then your image stands out really pretty on the vellum. And then the other one that I did, which is what we're going to work on today, kinda, sorta, was Pan Pastels. And I was a really good girl and didn't buy them because they are just so much creamier and smoother than my pastels that I have. But that was the key right there, the pastels that I have. So we're going to play with the pastels that I have and kind of do a similar card. Now I've been playing around. I actually had one and the card was almost all put together, and I got my adhesive put on the back and I dropped it and it stuck to a piece of paper, and when I went to pick it up it tore. So that was a bust. So I did play with a couple of different pieces here. This is actually chalks, pastel chalks on black cardstock. And it's very glittery. I can't really see my colors on there. I think that I may add some white and try to maybe heat emboss an image or something on this to make it work into a card. This one is my Stampin' Up soft pastels, and I really like that one. I do like how I got it to blend together. I think that there's probably other ways to get this to blend. This is just the dry pastel sticks. These, and we have played with these a little bit. We actually did them on this linen paper. This one is the soft pastel sticks that I used with a water brush. And because this is actually watercolor month, I thought that that was just a really cool idea. I don't know how it looks on the camera, but it does seem to be blended together nicely. I had it sitting under an acrylic block to flatten out. And the one that I had messed up, what did I do with that? I know. I had used just my chalks and rubbed it on the paper, and it blended together really nice. So we're going to do a little bit. If I quit talking here, we're going to try a couple different ones. And I have some shimmery white cardstock. It has a little bit of a glitter to it. Not glitter, shimmer. It's not really glitter. It's just a shimmer in the card. Makes it a little bit sturdier if I get it wet. I've tried different tools. I used a makeup sponge. I tried the little cotton makeup pads. I've used, now on the chalks, there's actually a little clip in here that you clip your cotton onto. And Stampin' Up! Used to have these. Mine are Pebble chalks, and I know that there are all kinds out there. So anyways, you just dip these cotton balls into the chalk, and then you're able to use this in very small areas. Scrap paper. Ooh, I have chalk all over the underneath grid sheets. So you would be able to color like the center of a flower or something with these teeny tiny cotton balls. But I wanted to do a larger area, so I don't want to do just a cotton ball, right? So we're going to start with these first and try to do kind of a sunset similar to what I did down there. And if nothing else, I mean, these tours are great because they just make you want to try different things, new techniques, and play around with stuff. I've had these chalks in my drawer, and I have two different color palettes here. I've had them in my little cart over here in the one shelf forever, and I don't use them. So when I got done with my make and take, I was like, oh, I want to go home and play with my chalks and see if I can make them work like that. Well, they don't really work just like that, but they worked. So what I found worked best for me, and I don't know what color this is. Kind of a maroony. Was to take these little chalk pastels right out of the pans, and I just ran them right on my paper. Some of them seem a little bit softer than the others. Some of them seem a little bit grainy. I don't really know why. And I'm trying not to mix my different color families together too much. So I've gone from like a deep, this is sort of like a maroonish red, brownish red almost, into kind of a deep mauve color, a lighter pink. Now I think I'm going to move into, oh, what's this? That might be a little bit too light. And I think the one thing that I don't have that made the biggest difference, when we used the Pan Pastels, there was a colorless blender. Oh, broke that one. I'm telling you, these things are so old. And I don't have a colorless blender. So maybe that's, one reason they didn't blend quite as well. Oh, I can't get them out here. My little pokey tool and have it help me out. I can add some orangey yellow. And this one is a little bit of a duller orangey yellow. And then a pale yellow. Now you do have to kind of watch your hands, because if I had that mauvey purple on my hands and I'm touching my paper, obviously I would be getting that on top of the chalk. So I do have a wipey and I have a cloth to dry my hands to get the different colors off in between here. Because now I want to blend my colors together. I think I'm going to start with my lighter color and work my way down into the deeper color so that if I happen to get my fingers too dirty, I won't be putting that dark hue into the yellow. I can tap off that extra dust into my little bin. Let's see. Not too bad, not too bad. I also tried, oh, I took my rag over here to put in the wash. I have a microfiber cloth, which is now full of chalky colors. And I also use that. I think that seemed to help blend my colors a lot and make them softer. I feel like I need some more orangish color in here. It doesn't seem to have. Let's try this one that's sort of like a terracotta. Yep, so I really enjoyed doing this one, and of course that card with the little pull tab window was fun, and the layered stencils, oh my goodness, they were gorgeous, just beautiful designs, and the the gal there that had the little vendor booth, she designs them all herself, and are amazing. I'm just mix and matching all different colors here. See what works together. This is a little bit bluer purple than that mauvey red color. I was pretty sad there when I dropped that one and it stuck, because that one actually was looking pretty nice. I liked it. But it also then reminded me that some of the stamps that I have from a company called Lavinia Stamps. Oh, see, I touched up there. Oh, off of that. The Lavinia stamps are really designed to be silhouette stamps, because some of my Stampin' Up! Ones that I was trying to use on there were leaving too much detail. And if I want it to be a silhouette, because the light is behind my image, I don't want to be able to see a lot of detail. So then I started to think about what other stamp sets I might be able to use, and remembered my Lavinia stamps. So I went over and pulled those out, because why not use them? Great. thought would see what I could do with them. Well, I think it's rubbing into the paper better with my finger than with the microfiber cloth. I think that was wiping my chalk off. What a goof. I want to wipe it off. And the other thing you have to remember when you're doing this, this is just chalk, so it will come off your card in time. And so you need to spray some kind of a fixative over the top of your design when you're finished. And I don't have the fixatives, but I have a lightweight hairspray, and you can use that as well. All right, I think I'm kind of happy with that one. So I'm going to set that one aside for a minute before we get stamping, because I want to use the watercolor technique and do another one of those, because I really did like that. And I want it to dry. My first one is dry, so we can stamp on that one. We also don't want the video to take 2 hours, right? Shake off my powder into the trash. And I'm thinking what might have been a better idea when I was using the water would have been to mist my paper first. And so what I've done for my watercolor technique is I've taken my pastel sticks by Stampin' Up, the soft pastels, and I'm using my pokey tool. You can use whatever you have handy, and I'm scraping a little bit of it off on here. And this is just an acrylic block. I just felt that when I was trying to use my pastel directly on the paper and add water, that I wasn't getting the intensity of the color that I wanted. It was just being way too pale. There wasn't enough color. So just by scraping some of the pigment onto an acrylic block, and maybe a little bit more of the purple. And then I added a little bit of water to those. A little bit. Little bit, not the whole bottle. And I used a water brush, but I also went and got a cup of water, dipped my brush in to clean off a little bit in between my colors. Okay, so this is all I did for my pastel sticks. So I'm gonna, this part is a little bit new because I didn't mist my paper before. I'm gonna just spray some water lightly on this is the shimmery white cardstock again. And I'm just adding a little water on there, so hopefully our chalks will flow across the paper. Just flow across. And I'm just going to start with some yellow. And see, this is what was happening. You couldn't see the color very much when I just used the pastels directly to the paper. I must have too much Wawa on there. Oh, there we go. Nice. Yep. Rinse my brush off a little bit here. I know you can just squeeze the the aqua brushes and let the water clean it out, but I really wanted the brush clean. And I also don't want my paper to have too much chance to dry completely. I think I can go right into the purple because of that being blue. Ooh, it's getting a little wet. Now I'm just going back down my piece of cardstock and adding a little bit more pigment where I want it to be a bit darker. I need some more yellow on that. All right, not bad. I'm okay with that one too. Can set that aside to dry. Except for my little fingerprint I made up there. Goofy goof. Not too bad. Guess I should blend that a little bit more right between the the red and the blue. My goodness. So I don't have quite the stripe that I had going on there, right? Okay, let's let that one dry and see what we can come up with here. I don't know, maybe it's not as hard to clean up as ink, huh? It does get a little powdery all over, but I'm okay with that so far. Cover up my water so I don't spill it. Make sure my aqua brush is, and for anyone who may not know, an aqua brush is a paintbrush that has a tube that you fill with water, and when you squeeze the barrel of the brush, water comes out through the bottom. And so in between colors, or when you're all done, just squeeze that barrel until your water is coming out of your brush clear. It's ready for the next time. All right, now this can definitely go in the wash. And let's turn that over. Get one of these ones that are dry. Oh, the back of that one's pretty. Look at that. Sort of looks like all moon glowy. How did I do that? Oh, it's going to rub out though. Whoop. That's the one that's drying, and I've got some dark blue pigment on my yellow. I want to do that. I will grab another wipe to clean my hands so that I don't smear anything here, hopefully. And I'm going to use, excuse me, VersaFine Clear Nocturne ink because I started my first one in the Stamparatus, and with the VersaFine Clear, I really did not need to restamp. I was very happy with my first stamp. Those. So I thought, let's do some, oh my goodness, where did I just set them all? I took out the little stamps that I wanted to use from Lavinia Stamps. Because I also took out a little fairy stamp that is in one of them. I thought we could add maybe a little fairy to it, depending on what kind of flowers we get going. Oh, there they are. Everything's always right in front of my face. I just need to open it up, open up my eyes. Right? Yeah, so let's see. Can't see how I close these before. I've used them before because they're stained. So I know I have used them, and I do like them very much. And so let's just lay a couple of these out on top of the background and kind of make a little bit of a picture. I don't know what color I used on these before. It must have been purple or red or something else stained, but they're still beautiful. I don't think I have used the heron. So I hope he works out well in this little scene. Sorry, I should have pulled these all out ahead of time, huh? I didn't realize I'd have so much crinkling going on. Okay. Well, we know we can stamp these more than once, obviously. We're going to add a little crane here. And then maybe we'll do the fairy on the next one. So how many of you out there use Pan Pastels at all in your card making? I mean, they are pretty. Truly pretty. But the whole key to the cards that we've been making is to try to use the supplies that we have without getting more, right? Guess I better re-ink that now that I've played around. Is my head in your way? See how nice that stamps? It's a beautiful stamp. That ink is gorgeous. Where does it show better? Right there, I think, huh? Oh. I guess I'm going to have to invest in another ring light. I wasn't going to, but I think I'm going to have to. I wonder if she hears me and that's why she's yelling. Her cousins that were here this week have gone home. Ooh, he's pretty. Oh, I messed that up. Didn't stamp that very... Cool beans. I like it. Then we can take our, which one did I use this on this one? Was these ones. We can take our pastel sticks and add, now I have to be careful with the VersaFine ink because it does take it a minute to dry. It doesn't dry quite as quickly as some of our other inks that we've used. And now that we have a design on here, or an image, let's get a little bit more sky looking background here. Give it a little bit of a frame. Oh, I feel like a little kid playing with chalk and coloring. This is fun. I think I'm going to leave that really light on the bottom because I like how light it is down there. I like it looking like it really is just a sunset. But I think I could add a little bit more red in the center there if I can get that blended in without making a mess. Let's give it a go. I think I like it. That's really pretty. So I'm guessing my the Stampin' Up ones are probably more favored by me than my little chalk ones, but boy, the colors are a lot more intense with those sticks. Let's do, well, I guess I should probably make one of these into a card, right? Because that's already a half an hour, so we need to make it into a card and show what it looks like. And then I'll just have to spray it with, see, I think that blue will look pretty back there. Oh, that's nice. Okay. And I just had a pretty stamp set. What did I do with it? It said, let's just do just for you. How about just saying hello? Yeah. Just saying hello. I'll have to make sure that this is on here straight. Lord only knows when I use this stamp set last. This is an oldie. This came from Tasteful Touches. Well, that's actually pretty straight. Go figure. How about that? That's really cute. I feel better that, I always feel better after I have used something that has been kind of set aside and forgotten. Like my chalks and my pastels and things. So if you have the opportunity to go visit a vendor show or a rubber stamping or scrapbooking or anything like that venue, and they're having, you know, some special events for visitors to maybe make and take a, do it. I'm afraid if I get that chalk in my hands and I smear my picture, I'm gonna cry. Cool beans. And I will go back and spray over the top of that lightly with hairspray so that it doesn't flake right back off. So I think while I'm at it, this one I think looks a little, this is the one that we did with the chalks. Yeah. So let's use that one and add some little fairies to our background. I know this is a little longer if you have other things that you'd like to do and you don't want to hang out anymore. It's okay. I'm just crafting on. Keep on crafting. Keep on stamping. Ooh, back here. What do you think you were doing? Not done yet. You are not done. I think I have. I have to be careful because some of my stamps that I have from here are larger. This is a cute one though. So I wouldn't want to mix maybe like this whole image with that. I don't know. But I am going to get some of those little tendrils. I'm going to make a little bit of a fairy card. I want it to have something a little bit magical to it. Scared myself. Shouldn't be so noisy, right? Okay. Now let's add a little fairy to this, and then I wonder if you add like a shimmer spray over it, if that acts as a fixative, or if you still have to spray. And if I spray hairspray over top of my shimmer spray, what's that going to do? Heron has to go back up here. Oh, I did have another block. Sorry if my head's there. I'm trying to line her feet up so that she's standing on top of a tendril and doesn't look like she's floating there. And out of that same stamp set, yep, I was going to say, I think there's one that says, "You are so special." So thanks for hanging out with me while we play with some chalk and pastels and use some of these little tools that we have and products and all that jazz. I make this video too long, it'll take forever to upload. I did get more shimmer spray when I was at the SSA. My shimmer sprays have long been gone, and I tried to make my own, and I don't know if it was the spray bottle that I was using. I think I clogged it up, but I made a mess with it. So while I was there and I spotted this, I thought I would get some. This is pewter. I'm just going to hang it over my trash bin down here while I spray, so I don't think you're missing anything exciting. Not quite sure what I sprayed. I don't see a whole one on the card. There we go, because now it's on my hand too. Now I see some. Let that dry a little bit. I like it. I think these are pretty. I thought I had some purple paper here. Pretty sure I do. Oh, you know what? What do I have right here? One of these is stars, I believe. Again, little trinkets that are sitting here that should be used. Get them out. Oh, and I put my art glitter glue over on the other side because I was actually finally working on my journal. Actually, I've been pretty busy. I've been painting all the little boxes to take down to the shop. I packaged up a bunch of, oh, I just changed my, no, that's too blue. I don't have very much blue in here. I was packaging cards to take down. Oh, excuse me. I cannot get my sinuses cleared up. It's just not happening. Ever. Seriously, I think this is just the way it's going to be forever. From now on. Pen. Purple paper. I'm thinking a piece of Wisteria Wonder would be nice under that, huh? Nope, too blue. Good Lord. There's enough scrap card papers here that I think we can find a purple to, that'll do. Didn't even take that long. And so these are 8.5 by 11 sheets of cardstock that I cut in half and then score them in the center and fold. And we have a 4 1/4 by a 5.5 inch card base, which is pretty standard. I'll tell you what I didn't measure was, oh yeah, I did. 4 1/4 by 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. It's this shimmer paper because I just wanted to leave a tiny little border around. And once again, so I don't smear the chalk because I haven't sprayed that yet, I'm just going to use a cloth and hold it on there to get my glue to stick. Cool beans. I like these. So if you have chalks or pastels, I would love to see what you do with them. If you create something special or decide to pull them back out and play, add a picture. Yeah. I really do like these. They're fun. So thanks for being with me. Remember to go make a card and send a smile to somebody. Let them know that you care. And then pop back in here Monday if you have a few minutes. And I did finally get my new stamp set from Stampin' Up, so we're going to use that with the coordinating dies and make a little window scene. So until then, everybody have a lovely weekend. Thank you.